Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India. Mahabharata 459. As you may remember, Drona was having regrets. When the game of dice was being played, he knew that it was unjust. He did not dare to give even his opinion then. He allowed the injustice to the Pandavas. When they had been sent to the forest, Duryodhana had come to him. He was afraid that a war would be fought. Drona had told him that he would fight for him and asked him not to be afraid. That was a foolish thing to have done. But he had taken the first step in the road of sin. He had to go on. There was no turning back. Now Bhishma had fallen. Drona had taken up the commandership of the Kaurava army. The honor paid to him turned his head. He impulsively asked Duryodhana to ask a boon of him. Duryodhana wanted him to bring Yudhishthira to him as a captive. He could have refused, but he did not. Bhima's words had burnt him like fire. It was all true. That was why he could not fight with him. Truth is so difficult to face. He had done a terrible thing. Yesterday, he had killed a young child in cold blood. The words of Duryodhana the other night had stung him to the quick. In his anger, he had promised to kill one great warrior on the side of the Pandavas. He had formed the Padma Vyuha, knowing that the child Abhimanyu would get caught in it. It was a crime for which he would never be forgiven. He had wronged his dear Arjuna. He had broken his heart. And yet Arjuna spoke to him with affection. He'd said, "You are my guru. I'm like a son to you. In fact, there's no difference between me and your Ashwatthama. You've said so once." The brave and noble Arjuna was yesterday engaged in fighting with these sinners, and he tried against all odds to avenge the cruel murder of his son. Drona had been asked to prevent this act of justice. He had agreed to it. And now this tirade from Duryodhana. Drona's mind was suddenly disgusted with the entire proceedings. His heart was just being churned up by the many memories of the past and the present. He had committed so much sin for this man Duryodhana, and here he was accusing him of being partial to Arjuna. His arrogance was intolerable. Gratitude is a feeling which was a stranger to the heart of Duryodhana. Drona sat listening to Duryodhana. Suddenly his eyes flashed and he said, "You just exasperate me with your words. I have been doing my best, you know that. In your desire for victory, you are speaking like this to me. It is not right to send an astra on poor innocent soldiers who do not know it. But if you command me to do so, I will, since I am bound to obey you. I have already taken an oath that I will not remove this armor of mine until I kill all the Panchalas and the Kekayas. I will be killed, but that is of no importance to you. But if you think that Arjuna can be defeated, I can only say that you are entertaining fond hopes. He cannot be defeated. There's no point in my telling you about the prowess of Arjuna. You will not like it. But I tell you for the last time, Arjuna cannot be conquered by anyone." Duryodhana hated this praise of the enemy. He was sick of hearing it from all of them again and again. He said, "We will defeat him. I am here. My Dushasana, Shakuni, and Radeya are also here. The four of us can easily defeat him." Drona smiled scathingly, but said nothing. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.